a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Greatly appreciate you spending some time with us here, supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our 80 different categories of consumer advocates and expert contributors on the program. Greatly appreciate that. We are powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you buy, sell, or invest in the real estate business, vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties, of course. Great lineup for you per usual here. We got Dr. Scott Anderson, sharethelovecharities.org, and we're going to be talking about the mental health crisis in America. He's going to be breaking down some of the stats for us in that line of thought. Also, Kyle Mastronardo, you may have seen him on Shark Tank. He has a business called Nardos Natural with his brother. And I've been a friend with him for a while and decided, hey, let's have him back on. So it had been a little while since we caught up with Kyle Mastronardo. He got a deal from Barbara on Shark Tank. So pretty cool story that we're going to hear from him as well. And we got Alex BlackBelt Lima in studio with us as well. A couple of hot listings. And then I want to let you know about our gratitude party that we've got coming up here. This one's going to be on Thursday, August 15th. So the 15th is our third Thursday event. Every month we do our third Thursday event. It's a gratitude business mixer happy hour. This time we're doing a private tour of Tampa Bay Brewing Company. Private tour. You're going to see the big filters and all the systems that they have with the hops and all that good stuff where they make the awesome beers, the Reef Donkey and all the other brews that they put together there. Tampa Bay Brewing Company. It's at Monroe's Business Park in Tampa, Thursday, August 15th, 6 o'clock. First drink provided, appetizers, pizzas, food provided as well, and you can meet our expert contributors. So that'll be a good time. Look forward to seeing you there. 221 Howard Drive. This is a $3 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. Compliments of Aaron Foley on our team at Keller Williams Realty. This is a gorgeous property. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot single family home. $3.4 million listing. Exclusive Bel Air beach location. You are just one block from beach access. 100 linear feet of water frontage on deep water. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis, and enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. You have a gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, and the historic Howard Drive area boasts one of the highest land elevations in all of Tampa Bay. Great opportunity to own real estate, beachfront property here in Tampa Bay. 18522 Gulf Boulevard. This one's in Indian Shores. I love this condo. This is a great opportunity. You are on the beach. You walk out your front door. You walk past your 2 private parking spots. You walk past your heated pool, and you are on the sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters of beautiful Pinellas County. That's Indian Shores. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F. 3-bedroom, 3-bath. 2,000 square foot beachfront condo, multiple balconies. If you look out one of your balconies, you're looking at the intercoastal waterways, the Tom Stewart Causeway there. And if you look to the left, you're looking at the Gulf of Mexico. You might see some dolphin out there playing, and you might see people walking down the beach, of course. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Dr. Scott Anderson, welcome back in, sir.
Love it being here.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Thanks for coming in. And you said you brought some interesting statistics with us today. And what's the topic today?
Well, I've been watching a little bit of politics. I try to stay out of politics because it'll drive you crazy, literally. So I noticed there was something on the Jesse Waters. I watch his show every once in a while. Shout out to Jesse. A Zoom call meant to rally, I guess, white dudes for Kamala Harris.
So racist.
Oh, boy, yeah. And her run for presidency. If that's not crazy enough.
Right.
So basically what happened was they had potential, I guess, vice president candidates for Kamala Harris on there, and then a bunch of D, B, C list actors and a couple, I guess, regular actors. Some of them on there was like Tim Walz. That was, I think, a Minnesota state governor.
Never heard of him.
And then you got B.J. Pritzker. Or J.B. Pritzker from Illinois. Yeah.
Yep, I heard that.
And then good old Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, he did such a great job with the transportation.
Yeah. So all these guys, and plus these actors, you had Jeff Bridges, Mark Hamill, Mark Ruffalo, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Who else was on there? J.J. Abrams. Et cetera, et cetera.
Definitely the B team.
Other than maybe Jeff Bridges 20 years ago. But either way, I thought to myself, I've been doing mental health for a long time, longer than I'd care to admit. So I see very common traits and characteristics amongst my patients with severe mental illness and these people. So I have friends ask me all the time, they're like, isn't liberalism, bizarre, or are those people all mentally ill? And the more I watch, like with Charlie Kirk when he goes out to colleges, and when I watch these TV shows and demonstrations and the political events, I'm like, wow, you know what? I started thinking about that, and I'm like, I think liberalism is a mental disorder.
It's a mind virus.
It is absolutely a mental illness.
Yep.
So I started, gathering up information and watching more, and I put together what I operationally define, or what is the best operationally defined definition of mental illness. And I'll read it to you, and then you can make your own decision on whether or not liberalism and is mental illness. But mental illness, as I've defined it, is it's basically impaired functioning as a result of being in a state of neurochemical disequilibrium.
Yes.
Okay, so chemical imbalance, resulting in distortions in thinking and perceptions. That's the big one.
Right.
That's under the DSM-5. That's one of the major characteristics, is distortions in thinking and perception, the break from reality almost. The etiology is acute and/or a chronic past trauma, unresolved childhood conflicts, abuse and/or dependence on drugs and alcohol, or indoctrination of dysfunctional ideologies or belief systems, as well as dysfunctional patterns of coping.
Wow.
That's how I've defined it, and that's about as comprehensive as you're going to get in terms of operationally defining mental illness. If you look at the common characteristics of the people aforementioned, they embody those characteristics.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just watch some of the the shows, the debates. You go to any kind of rally that they have, or any kind of
parade, the marches,
whatever they're marching against, and so on. So I put together kind of a list of universal shared characteristics between these people, and I'm sure you guys can comment on this. So tell me what you think. They're weak-minded or unintelligent. I know they boast being the party that has the most degrees. Having a degree doesn't make you intelligent. That's the problem.
For sure.
In fact, some of the most degreed people I know are the most the dumbest people I know.
Yes, exactly.
So having a degree doesn't make you smart or intelligent. There's a big difference between the two.
And further, if you look at the history of a lot of the communists and the Hitlers and the Maos, they all came from big cities, and they were all a big part. They sprung out of the university system.
Absolutely, and that's an indoctrinated system, which is what we'll talk about a little bit. But they're sheep or herd. They have a sheep or herd mentality. They're desperate with this intense need to fit into these groups in authority. Or groups or causes. They're so empty in their life that they need a cause to believe in.
That's it.
And that's why they're so consumed with that.
Something to belong to.
Yeah,
and
or to believe in.
And they're just so welcoming in those.
I think they're
to
so
those,
empty and dead inside that they're desperate to find something to believe in.
They're disassociated from reality.
It's a shame.
And that's why they attack the traditional model.
Exactly, because, and we'll get to why that is, and that's really interesting. And I put a little time and effort into thinking about that. But basically, aesthetically unpleasing. These are unhealthy, aesthetically unpleasing. I'm sure you're probably throwing some photos of liberals up there with the blue hair and all the metal in the face, and just the distortion of their human body and what some of the things they've done. It's repulsive.
Let me add something there too. When you think about the multiple outcries with the hair, and then the nose rings, things like that. Tony Robbins calls that, I think it's need number 7. He goes through the 7 human needs, but need number 3 was significance. So I think that's their key, their cry for significance, because somebody's, that's so cool.
It's a form of
How did you do that?
self-mutilation. It's they wear their inside, how they feel on their inside, and they represent it on the outside.
And they want somebody to bring it up.
Yeah,
They
there's
want to
been
talk
lots of
about it.
studies. Sorry, tattoo people, but people with multiple tattoos, that doesn't mean they're mentally ill. It just means that they're expressing their hurt, their pain, the things that they've gone through outwardly as a form of showing people, which isn't necessarily bad. But when you are exemplifying it with mental illness, and then you wear that on the outside, you turn out to look like this. It's terrible, and they're not healthy folks. They're overindulgent. They lack critical thinking skills, entitlement. They're overindulged. They lack discipline and impulse control. That's why they just react to these things with the riots and burning things down. They don't have discipline or impulse control. They're unable to think and talk and critically think and resolve problems in an amicable manner.
And how many people are swayed by the mainstream media too? I think that's a big
Well, that's
part of it, right?
It's
part of the
propaganda. It's propaganda. So it's easy to influence people that are mentally ill and manipulate them.
The media targets them.
Yeah,
mainstream media targets them. They want to build that cult up. They want to build that army 100%.
Without
right.
question.
Yeah.
Without question. And that's what propaganda does.
It caters to that.
It takes the weak-minded and unintelligent and the people desperate to fit in, and then it uses that propaganda to make a cult, a following. But these people are also, the men are very effeminate. And they're emasculated almost to the point where they're androgynous. And certain amount of androgyny or is okay, but for men, masculinity is most important.
It's under attack, right?
It is, but they're raised by women, taught by women, influenced by women, so they don't have a man in there to give them those masculine traits and to set a baseline of fundamentals. And unfortunately, that leads to this emasculation. And again, with the women telling them how toxic and how miserable they are for being a man, they start to become effeminated.
Which isn't to say, like a side note, we're not saying that a single mom raising a kid is that they're going to go down this path.
No, we're
just
talking
saying
about extremes.
But they do need positive male, and we need
Without
positive
question.
male and female influence for
from
sure.
coaches,
but
from grandpa,
exactly.
aunts, uncles, brothers. Any male figure isn't ideal as the father, but it will do just fine.
Something has to fill that role.
Exactly.
Something will fill that role,
Exactly.
regardless.
If I get a flat tire, even though I put that little small tire, the spare on there, it'll get me where I'm going.
No doubt.
Until I can get a new tire.
And I think that also leads to, when you look at that belonging, or especially that male figure, that leads to young adolescents joining gangs.
Of course. Yeah, disenfranchised from abandonment creates anger and frustration. And when you put those kids out there on the street, family-oriented kids that are getting all those needs met, they're not going to be out there. Other kids like that kid who are angry and frustrated, so they're all going to get together. And they're not going to be doing nice, fun stuff like can drive for food. And they're going to be out there expressing their pain and their hurt and their anger. And that's the other one. They're socially awkward. They're outcasts. They're misfits in society. And this is where we were talking about before. If I've been rejected by mainstream authority and people, that's why they fight and they hate everything. That's why they protest everything. That's why they're offended by everything. They're lashing out against the people that rejected them.
Yes.
That abandoned them and didn't allow them to fit in. So I understand why. It's just incredibly unhealthy. And then they're overtly racist. I know they say they're the people, or the people with the most tolerance, but they're not.
They're not.
Go against what they believe in and see what happens.
They're the ones with the most prejudice.
And
the drop of a dime.
Absolutely, and they
fight.
believe in identity politics, and so they definitely embrace victimhood.
Well, they're the inventors of CRT and
Of course.
DEI.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
invented that. What was it, 4, 5, 6 years ago this stuff started coming about?
Yeah, and that's because they want everybody to be a victim like them.
Exactly.
Well,
Because misery loves company.
They speak of equality, but it's not
Equity.
equality.
Equity
it's
of outcome is what you're referring
Equity of
to.
outcome.
It's,
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying these people, equality and inclusion, but what they keep depicting to me anyways, the way I'm perceiving it, is they want dominance.
Right.
Yeah.
They want their way to be the way.
Yeah.
It's not
And
inclusion. It's not
then
coexistence.
That
it's
goes away
dominance.
in a hurry.
It's meeting quotas. Like, you got to have a certain amount of these, certain
Yeah.
amount of that, certain amount of this.
If you fail and you can't succeed, then everybody owes you and up.
Yeah.
All right, we're on the clock here. We've got to come
Sure.
back here more with Dr. Scott Anderson, sharethelovecharities.org, sharethelovecharities.org. Also, Addiction Recovery Care of Tampa, arcoftampabay.com is the website there as well. You can see all of his information on our website as well, consumerqb.com, along with all of our other expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back and have more of this conversation here as well. And follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon Rhymes 1, at CQB Show, and on YouTube and Rumble, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We get Dr. Scott Anderson in studio with us, sharethelovecharities.org as well. And we are going to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Heights Soft Wash. Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company here in Tampa Bay. Say hello to Ramin. He is our go-to guy for everything relating to pressure washing, residential, commercial properties. HeightsSoftWash.com. He's the owner, longtime friend of the show. He's cleaned a lot of our properties, and I highly recommend HeightsSoftWash.com. Make sure you let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take him up on those special offers and incentives. All right, we got a property here at 8533 110th Street. This one is unit number 305 in Seminole. We got a very affordable 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 638 square foot condo. This is in a beautiful area of Seminole. Well maintained. You got beautiful walking areas there, year-round heated pool and spa, shuffleboards, card games, billiards. No land lease, which results in lower monthly fees. All types of activities here. Silver sneakers programs, Zumba as well at the 55-plus community. 8533 110th Street, unit 305 in Seminole. Another great opportunity to own real estate. 7325 Skybird Road, Unit 399. This one's in Bradenton, Florida. Now, what we have here is another beautiful condo. This one's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 1-car garage. You have an open floor plan, 1,520 square foot condo with lake views. It's remodeled within the last year. Granite countertops, wood cabinet, stainless steel appliances, and you have a really cool amenity of 81-foot lagoon-style heated community pool. Clubhouse with fitness center, catering kitchen, and more, located near the Gulf beaches, downtown Riverwalk, dining, shopping, and more as well. Check out 7325 Skybird Road, number 399, Bradenton, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it there.
All right, we got Dr. Scott Anderson here, sharethelovecharities.org, also arcoftampabay.com. And, Doc, we're kind of continuing this mental health crisis in America and getting to some of the causes and the background, and your research is appreciated, so continue, please.
Well, like I was saying before, it started off as a joke, but it's not too much a joke anymore. Is liberalism actually a mental health disorder? I've done quite a bit of research on this, and I've watched it and observed it for quite some time. I would definitely categorize it again under a mental health disorder, especially under like a personality disorder, NOS, not otherwise specified, but certainly would fall into that category of borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and so on, because they share quite a few characteristics and commonalities. But definitely that ideology is a very dangerous ideology.
Yeah.
And anybody who embraces it or follows through in a lifestyle of that type of ideology is going to have severe problems, especially with depression and anxiety. I was doing some research, and obviously I found multiple studies, too many to name. 62% of white self-professed liberals report that a doctor has told them, a medical professional has told them, that they suffer from mental health disorder.
Ooh.
62%, compared to conservatives, which were also in there, at about 18 to 20%.
This is your average bus, maybe?
Yeah.
In one of the big cities?
Yeah. And again, when you breach the confines of reality, and you're living in this altered state of perception and thinking and dysfunctional thinking, that's what happens. Yeah. You manifest yourself by thinking that you can be anything you want to be, and everybody has to accept that. That's that ideology. It's a very dangerous ideology to not accept reality, consequence, and
you probably
being
heard
able to take responsibility for yourself.
The new law in California. You probably heard about that one that just came out. It's basically saying that if kids transition, the schools are not to tell their parents.
Right.
They hide it from their parents on purpose. They can transition.
It's unbelievably unconstitutional. That should be overturned. And I think Republicans are making a deal out of that. It's one of the Trump's promises that he's going to outlaw. That
and
policy.
Defund any schools that do that or something.
So, Scott, we probably don't have enough time right now, but we see this, we know this, we know the world is screwed up, right? What do we have to do to make it better? Because when it comes to addiction, my understanding and stuff like that, and these people that are disassociated realities and all these disorders and stuff that people have, it doesn't it essentially it always takes for that individual at first to have like some sort of breakthrough in order to like a realization, right? And so then how do we get like a realization to occur?
Of course, an awareness, an epiphany, or something. Yeah. So basically, and you're not going to like the answer, but it's the right answer. It's the universal motivator for change in all human beings, whether you like it or not, is extreme pain, suffering, and loss. Yeah. When you have consequences for your actions, and then you suffer accordingly as a result of it, change is 10 times more likely to occur, and most likely will occur if you experience enough pain and suffering, because it will outweigh the benefits that you're getting from the aberrant behavior.
What they call you got to hit rock bottom in a lot of cases.
So we got to stop coddling them. We got to stop
there has to be consequences. We have to put consequences in place.
Yeah. Always a great conversation. Dr. Scott Anderson, sharethelovecharities.org, sharethelovecharities.org, arcoftampabay.com. You can find them online as well on our website, consumerqb.com. Dr. Scott, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Coming
thank
in,
you.
Man. All right, coming up, Kyle Mastronardo, Nardos Naturals, local entrepreneur. Got a deal on Shark Tank many years ago. We're going to talk with him coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, Brimes back in studio here. Kyle Mastronardo joining me in studio. Nardos Natural. We're going to hear about his awesome business, local entrepreneur, his history through Shark Tank, getting a deal with Barbara. He's going to catch us up on some of that as well coming up here in just a minute. Before we do, we always like to feature our real estate listings live on air. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked team here in Tampa Bay, helping sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of their real estate properties. I'm going to talk about a couple beach properties here. We got a property on Gulf Boulevard, Indian Shores. This one's 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Indian Shores. I love this condo because it's literally on the beach. You walk out of your private door, past your pool, and you're on the sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters of Indian Shores. This one's 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot beachfront condo in Indian Shores. Short-term rentals, yes, they are okay, and only $250 a month as an HOA fee. Great opportunity for a buy and rent opportunity here. 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. Beautiful property from the Platinum MVP team. Also, 221 Howard Drive. This is a $3.4 million listing on Bel Air Beach. Gorgeous property here in Tampa Bay. 5 bedrooms, 3-bath, 3,500 square foot. Compliments of Aaron Foley with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Exclusive Bel Air Beach location. Gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances. Saltwater pool. 100 linear feet of water frontage. Bring your boats. Bring your jet skis. Enjoy the Florida lifestyle to the fullest. Historic Howard Drive boasts one of the highest land elevations in the area, and you're also 1 block to beach access here at 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And we've got to give a quick shout out to our friends at Solar Bear. If you're thinking of adding solar onto your properties, we recommend Blake and his team over at solarbear.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Solarbear.com. They give free estimates, and you can reach them online as well. All right, let's welcome in Kyle Mastronardo. Welcome back, sir.
It's great to be back. It's been a little bit of time, and
yeah,
time flies. Having a lot of fun.
It sure does. It sure
crazy.
does, man. So speaking of that, let's take me back to 2012. You guys are making your debut on Shark Tank, and you're walking out. And did you have a feeling that you're going to get a deal, or you're just like, hey, I'm going on Shark Tank, and if we get a deal, great. If not, I'm getting the publicity either way.
I mean, it's always a win-win. And even before we were accepted to go out there, we had a call with the producer, and I brought up, it's a family show, right? And they're like, yeah, it's a family show, ABC. I said, well, my parents live in Philadelphia, so we'll go only if you fly them out there.
Oh, nice, nice.
I look back, I would have thought, that's millions and millions of dollars I would have lost if they said no.
If they said no, yeah. Oh, I'm just kidding. We'll come anyways.
Yeah, but they're the spirit of ABC now being syndicated with CNBC. I mean, over 100-plus reruns. The revenue and the free exposure, you can't beat. But we went out there with a mindset, it's a handshake, let's find a partnership. We'll do our due diligence following that agreement, and we'll restructure a deal to make it best for our interest.
Yeah.
And I mean, still today, it's we started our company in 2009. Today, it's 16 years. I mean, in 2012 was the Shark Tank boom for us. But it's still a great relationship with Barbara. She's still a partner. We talk. We do our P&Ls monthly, and she gets a distribution quarterly. So no complaints.
Very cool. So Barbara Corcoran, tell me an interesting story about working with Barbara or.
Yeah, I mean, the cool part was she tried to make it to Florida for a trip. She couldn't make it. Unfortunately, she had a family issue matter. But she says, Damon John's down there, and he's always loved you guys from the show. So she gives me a cell phone number. I mean, it's like a family.
Nice.
And I give Damon a shout, and he goes, find me a good place to eat. We go to American Social, have a beautiful dinner. We go out for the night. And still till today, hey, Damon, I got a question that's kind of like your industry, fabrics, clothing, importing overseas.
Yep.
He'll answer the question immediately.
Nice.
I mean, look at the relationship from what Barbara can stem to get to that point.
Yeah, exactly. Those are just unbelievable. How do you put a value on that, right?
It's unreal. So most people don't even pick up the phone, and they're not even a tenth of where they are today. It takes 2 seconds to give some advice and help someone else out.
Yeah, that's super cool. Tell us about the journey, man. I love it. The Nardos Natural. Man, over the years I've seen the growth. I followed the social and just the different thing. The brothers. Yeah. What a cool. Tell us a little bit about the backstory.
It's we are brothers. We all work together, so there is a high level of being conservative because you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. I have a great network of friends that I work with, and a mastermind group that we try to look out for each other. And the whole 80-20, we don't put more than 20-80. We don't put more than 20% of our revenue in one entity. We diversified our company, where now we have the Nardos Natural brand, which is an online retail brand. We have Nardos Natural Wholesale. So we take our products, we discount them, so we allow other people to resell them and profit. And that's our business-to-business relationship.
Nice.
And then we have Nardos Natural Private Label, contract manufacturing.
We have products that we manufacture for customers that are in Walgreens, Whole Foods.
Wow.
The nice thing I like about it is, hey, I need 10,000, 20,000 pieces, and I don't have to worry about their marketing.
Right.
It's on them.
Yeah, exactly.
The margins are not as great as retail, but again, you're moving volume, and I'm developing relationships with overseas. I'm buying more equipment, and we're involved, and we have an FDA-registered facility here in the Tampa Bay area.
Dude, that's awesome, man. So locally manufactured, American-made product.
We're globally sourced because some ingredients don't come from the States.
Got it.
But we always say made local, think global.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. That's awesome, man. If you just joined us, we're talking with Kyle Mastronardo, local entrepreneur, business owner, nardosnatural.com. Tell us about the product.
So wait, real quick. Is this you guys? Is this here how it started? How it all
started?
What
what a find.
Is that how it all started there? Sitting in some back room?
This is a great picture. So you got to think back to 2008 when we started.
Okay.
You could have the 3 F's for funding. Friends, family, financing.
Wow.
Well, our parents were great, but we're living in their condo at the time.
Okay.
So we can't ask them for anybody. Our friends are creating their own wealth, teachers, police officers, business owners, but you can't really ask your friends for a dime.
So you're striking out on resources.
And then a financial crisis with the banks and the deflated market.
Yeah.
You go to the bank and you ask for a new loan for a startup. There's no way they're giving it to you. So I sold my car for $6,000.
Wow.
I used that funding, the seed funding, bought those jars from the jarstore.com. And on the other side of that picture is a Gatorade jug, and we're filling our products with the Gatorade jug.
No way.
That's
We would go to every home show. I mean, on a Tuesday, it was Gulfport Market. Wednesday, it was Dunedin. Thursday, every day, $25, $40. But we learned about our customer base.
Yeah.
We took notes.
I love that.
Who gravitated towards you and stuff.
So at the St. Pete Market, my concept is get feedback. Do you like this cap, this top? And also get everybody's email. Retain the emails.
There you
Build
go.
your database, yeah.
I go to this lady. I said, "Can you sign this? You sign up for email." It's Angela Bassett,
wow,
a female actress that does really well. Nice. Well, a few weeks later, I get an order from Courtney. And I'm thinking it's her daughter. It's her husband, Courtney Bassett.
Wow.
From the O.J. Simpson trials, and he's had so much success in the film industry. But they're still customers today.
Wow. Very cool.
All from the St. Pete Market.
I love that.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's super cool, man.
I mean, the acquisition was next to nothing, and the lifelong spent was nice.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned in your entrepreneurship journey?
Saying no, and to orders that might be so beautiful and things that look so great on paper, but there's things that are going around. I mean, I was purchasing from a customer for years plastic, and I needed 50,000 mascara tubes. It's coming the end of the year. Well, I get an email back. Here's our new PDF for our wire transactions, and it's to Bank of America. I go to wire the funds, 75% down. A few weeks go by. I said, "Hey, where's my order?" Don't do anything. We were hacked.
Oh, no.
I lost all those funds.
Whoa.
Cannot retrain them. Cannot retrieve them. That's our fourth quarter bonus for my brothers and I.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, now we just are very careful with all the transactions, but it's the thick skin you gain in business.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a tough loss, man.
Lesson learned, huh?
Interesting. Yeah. There's so much of that we, in the real estate industry, we see and hear a lot of those different types of stories, man. And these hackers are getting smarter.
Down payments and wire. I mean, last place I purchased. I mean, I was on a phone call and they said, "Okay, confirm the number. Okay, we're here in person."
Yeah.
I knew it was a scare for what was happening with the fraud.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking with Kyle Mastronardo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, nardosnatural.com. You can find him online, nardosnatural.com. And let's talk a little bit about the product. So what kind of products do you have here with us?
Yeah, this is a new formula here. It's a blue tansy. It's a light oil serum. There's no petrochemicals. We make our products fresh. I tell people, other people can do it. It's just you just got to be able to scale and really take your time on sourcing quality ingredients. Our products are not meant to really be on the big box retail. So when we had our opportunity with Target, our brand was not designed for that. Our brand is more boutique, more like a home cooked meal, a neighborhood restaurant. And that's what set us apart because our customer retention rate has been so high because they see the value of what we offer.
Yeah.
A really nice charcoal cleanser. We are filling this with piston fillers. We have a beautiful assembly line. The experience we've learned over time and the amount that we've been able to gain knowledge with for manufacturing practices is unbelievable. I mean, it's helped us keep our pricing really reasonable. Yeah. Because I'm seeing a lot of this big inflation. But we've been keeping our prices very reasonable to what the inflation impact has been over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question about when you're sourcing materials. Did you see a challenge when COVID hit, China virus came across the pond there? What kind of challenges did you see in that place?
So we were very fortunate with COVID. the CDC allowed with this scarce that took place with the outbreak, that if you produce this product from the CDC and you have these ingredients, you can make a sanitizer. You have to have a high level of alcohol, glycerin, propylene glycol, and water. And what we were able to do is we had 100,000 jugs from all of our gallons that we produce. So during that time, we made sanitizer with alcohol, which was racing fuel we used for our personal enjoyment for the cars. So we made our own CDC-approved alcohol or sanitizer, and the loyalty we had with our banks and our relationships with other companies. Even Barbara, she called us and said, Cousins of Maine Lobster, they need sanitizer for all their stores. We gave it to the first responders. We eventually, I think, sold more sanitizer at the end of the day than we probably did skincare.
Wow.
For the first few months.
Yeah.
But we had resources available. We became creative.
Yeah.
We didn't panic in a place where, we held our bearings, and we learned from that experience big time.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. When you think about entrepreneurship today, does it seem like there's more barriers to entry, or is it still wide open for those young folks out there, or older, whatever, looking to get into a business, starting a business? What's your advice to them?
Well, we jumped into a business that was so heavily saturated. The competition in our business, the Procter & Gamble's, the Johnson & Johnson's, the Unilever. People know Dove. They don't realize it's Unilever. And in one shelf, you have 4 or 5 of the same brands, the same ownership.
Yeah.
It's these conglomerates are taking over. They're the largest part of the industry. I decided to go the opposite direction of my brothers. There's 4 of us. Let's do what 4% of the world would do, not what the rest of 96 would do.
Right.
Forget big box. Let's go to the mom and pops. They run this country. They can buy. We can make it easy. We don't have to make it so there's all these high minimums, net terms, sell-through rates. And that changed our life because we have customers that buy from us and they write to us Christmas letters and holiday letters. And they say, it's been 10 years with you and, you always delivered on time. You always treat us fair. And that's what really built our business, really the 96 out there that were mom and pops across the country.
Right. Yeah, I love that. I love that entrepreneurship, man. Just that, it's still, the American dream is alive in America, and you've got to hustle. You just got to get the hustle going. Got to have a good idea, and talk about some of the persistence that you had to have.
Well, that's the thing is the difficult thing I always see is people just give up a little too soon. Now, we did risk a lot. We watched our friends buy cars and buy houses. I was 30 years old, living on my friends' living in one warehouse after that, but living on my friend's mattress, knowing that we were going to move into a new warehouse where I was able to set up a little setup for me.
Yep.
Didn't have a car, but I knew if I sell a product, I can make it back in one day.
Right.
I mean, on Good Morning America, I think we did, just under $500,000 of revenue.
So you were on Good Morning America
7 times.
Wow.
They featured our products with deals and steals. It's a segment on Thursday where you get a discount. With product offering, and it's a way to help America have a little bit off, purchase something at a discount, but with their exposure.
Nice.
Not other networks that we've been featured on, like The View. I mean, it's just to have that exposure, either wherever it's at.
Yep.
It's like a Super Bowl commercial for a small business.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's what helped get us the momentum to be able to make some mistakes because we had some capital to make up for that.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine, man, hitting that wire and just saying, well, there went ton of money, and unfortunately, that story. All right, we're going to take a quick break there. We're going to come back and talk more with Kyle Mastronardo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, founder, Nardos Naturals with his brother. Great story from Shark Tank to today's current sales and the strategy that he's employing. Really cool story. More with Kyle Mastronardo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check his products out, nardosnatural.com. And also follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian, conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. By simply shifting some of your buying habits, you're going to help support like-minded people, like-minded companies, and that can support you as well.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Kyle Mastronardo, NardosNatural.com. Check him out online. We're going to talk about his manufacturing side and also the local businesses that he likes to promote. He's working with some local companies, Lemon Tree Spa and some others here in Tampa Bay. Before we do a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay, we like to feature our real estate listings on the show and help you get more exposure. 6101 Bayside Drive. This one is in Newport Richey. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. 6101 Bayside Drive. Beautiful property. Waterfront home. Private boat dock. Access to the Gulf of Mexico. Bring your boat. Bring your jet skis. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath. 3852 square feet. Quarter-acre lot with lush palm trees. Lots of updates and upgrades. Beautiful home here. 6101 Bayside Drive, Newport Richey, Florida. Another one of our great real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team. 10413 Main Street, Thonotosassa. This is vacant land, so you might want to buy some dirt, buy and build. This is an opportunity here for Main Street in Thonotosassa. That's East Hillsborough County at 10413 Main Street. You have 3.63 acres of vacant land, but zoned commercial. Great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. You might want to buy some dirt and build and utilize the assets and a lot of great financing for vacant land now too as well. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
All right, we got Kyle Mastronardo back in studio with us. Yeah, it's been a little while. We had you on the show. I think it was back in 2013 when we first got started with the Quarterback Show. Back then it was called Real Estate Quarterback Show, and then we rebranded to the Consumer Quarterback Show. We can go a little bit more into other areas, but yeah, it's so awesome to see the success, man. So talk to me a little about the inner workings of the manufacturing side.
Sure.
Yeah.
So when we first started off, we obviously there was a picture of us in our kitchen, and that's not going to follow quality manufacturing practices and compliance with the FDA. So we went to a manufacturer. There are quite a few in this area. We have some big heavy hitters, but they wanted 30,000 piece minimum. All this so much capital out of pocket, which was risky. But we found a small batch manufacturer, and everything was going great. And then there was a sale of the business. With that acquisition, I was promised, we're not going to change the rules, or we're not going to change our policies. We're going to keep the prices the same. We're going to deliver on time. Not one of those held up.
Oh, man.
And I could see the staff like, this company was with us before you bought the business, and we want to see them keep growing.
Right.
The staff just was like teary-eyed every time he came in because like, it's not going to be a good meeting.
Oh,
it went so bad that we ended up doing our own manufacturing.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're partners with FDA registered manufacturing. We're licensed for topical cosmetics and skincare. So we get to produce and get to be hands-on in the formulations and the formulas that we develop.
Yeah.
Now this cleanser right here, we use a third-party lab. They use 50 subjects, and we do skin sensitivity testing. So we don't just put something together and just throw it in the marketplace.
Right.
Our very, very thorough testing before it reaches the consumer.
Yeah. That's super cool. That's the challenges, right, of being a business owner, entrepreneurship, man. It's like, perfect example, right? I mean, you have this relationship, you're manufacturing, and then the challenges come, and it's like, okay, here we go. We regroup, and it ends up working out for the better in a lot of time.
It's that step backwards for the leap forward.
Yeah.
And again, I'm doing this not with just myself. I really, really emulate the people that are running a business on their own.
Yeah.
I got a team. My brothers, even my parents will step up once in a while.
Yeah.
Dad's a retired police officer. My mom's a registered nurse, retired. But, I could give him a clipboard and he could sit there and do as much homework as he can on something or count inventory. My mom being wound care certified was big for us because she found charcoal as an ingredient that was beneficial. So she would work with our chemist with her knowledge of, skin repair and healing. But again, like I said, I'm working with a great team, so it'd be a lot. We wear a lot of hats, which entrepreneurs always will be doing.
Yep.
But the support is everything.
Yep. I think Danny was on the show last time
Danny,
with us, right?
Yeah, he says hi.
Yep.
Cool. I tell you, he was a little jealous. I got to take off today and head up here.
There you go. So talk a little bit about, I know you work with some of the local businesses too. I really like to plug, that's what our show's all about, the local economy, supporting the local business owners. Go ahead and talk about some of the...
So we have a spa I went to go visit yesterday called Lemon Tree Spa. They have 2 locations, 18 years in business, St. Pete Beach and Terra Verde.
Nice.
She was with us when we had maybe 3 packaging changes ago. But it was just unbelievable. To sit and talk to her yesterday and go over the history, the years, and the experiences of us buying houses and building families and people getting married, and we're still selling product.
Yeah.
We still developed a relationship, and it's a first for us because it was from the infancy stage.
Yep.
But actually, just before I came here, I went to our local printer in Tampa. It's 10 Star Supply. Some of our packaging that you see as screen print, they print that.
Nice.
It's right there off of Hillsborough.
Very cool.
So we still use local printers when we can for some unique orders. We've been with those. I met that contact at St. Pete Market as well. Came out to our booth and said, "If you're needing printing, I have a business in Tampa."
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Manufacturing in America, manufacturing in Tampa Bay, and working with local business owners and Lemon Tree Spa. I love the story, man. It's awesome.
You get to have your hands. You get to see things in front of you.
Yeah.
There's only so much trust when it's outside your reach.
Yeah.
And I see people trying to cut corners or not package things properly, and then we have packaging arise with 10% damage.
Right.
You can just do it right the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where do you want people to connect with you at, Kyle?
So our retail website, nardosnatural.com.
Nardosnatural.com.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour store. We have great discounts, pricing, do some BOGOs and some specials, but sign up and save. It's the best way to find us.
Nice. Sign up and save, nardosnatural.com. Kyle, thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, another great show. We had Dr. Scott Anderson on the front half, Kyle Mastronardo as well, Nardos Natural. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Ryan.